And yeah, so far we traveled over 3,000 kilometers since Bayonne. We started on the 5th of June, so I think we did around 90 stopovers throughout France, Spain, Switzerland, Germany, Luxembourg, Belgium, and so far it's working pretty good, and we are happy to be in Flandern. Flandern. Okay. And so I'm gonna do the first part of the conference in English about climate change and the solutions we're pushing for and what is to be expected of the climate summit in Paris end of this year, and why mobilization, citizen mobilization is important. And then Climate Express is doing the second part of the conference in Flemish.
Vlaams.
In Dutch? You don't say Flemish?
Vlaams.
Dutch? Okay.
Vlaams.
Okay. So to start off, I'm gonna show you a little snapshot of the first village of alternatives that happened in Bayonne, in Basque Country, on the 6th of October 2013. So just some days after the release of the 5th report of the IPCC, which is the intergovernmental panel on climate change of the UN, and composed of thousands of climatologists who compile studies about the climate and who are ringing the alarm bell since decades and say, people, what's happening? Nobody moves. And so the Basque did this first village of alternatives really as a kick-off event to kickstart that Alternatiba dynamic. So, is the micro too loud or is it okay like this?
That's fine.
Yeah. So the objective of Village of Alternative is to transform a center of a city or a village for 1, 2 or even 3 days into a village of alternatives, meaning what will the world be looking like tomorrow when we will have implemented alternatives, alternatives that we are already implementing on a daily basis in the different domains of transport. For example, bicycle repair shops that are self-managed, biological agriculture, biological food, locally produced food from small-scale agriculture, alternative energy, meaning renewables, but also downsizing your energy consumption, then also eco-construction and eco-housing, shared housing instead of individual housing, and ethical finance with, for example, local currencies, and yeah, all this bunch of alternatives that exist already, but that are still too marginal. And for us, when we believe with Alternatiba that if you manage to generalize these alternatives, they can change the system, and they will at the same time reduce greenhouse gas emissions and fight climate change, and build a world which is fairer, more just, more human, friendlier, where humans are more close to each other, act in solidarity with each other. So they will build a world which is more desirable. And this is really the objective of Village of Alternatives of Climate Change. And we started end of October, and now the dynamic spread, and there are 87 groups in France mostly, but also in other places of Europe, in Spain, England, Austria, in Belgium, in Switzerland, and so forth. And yeah, during the Alternatiba tour, we spread the same message of alternative solutions, and yeah, at each stopover in the evening we do a conference like this. And what we do each time is to raise awareness for the reality of climate change, because most of the people, they don't really explain or even perhaps they don't understand sometimes the reality of climate change. Mostly